For every complex problem, there is an answer that is clear, simple, and wrong. That's by H.L. Mencken. That's our quote of the day, and this is Access the PodQuest. Welcome to Access the PodQuest. This is going to be a show that talks about a question that's been bugging me for a long time, something that I've been thinking about forever. It's how can so many people be so wrong? And because this show is about big questions, that's what I'm really talking about. About how, when we're looking at questions like how did the universe begin? And what about life on Earth? How did that start? And what about our lives? How do we live our lives on Earth? And what happens after we die? Those big questions. As to all of those things, the vast majority of people who've ever lived and who are currently living now believe in something. They're religious in some way. They've got some type of a faith. Any way you slice it, there's a large number of people that are totally wrong. You've got 8 billion people on the planet. And according to the statistics, 85% of those people are religious. They align with some type of religion. That means 15% are not religious. And just that division itself means that there's an extraordinary number of people that are totally wrong about fundamental issues. And if you break it up even further and you look at the various religions, the Christians, the Islam folks, the Jewish people, and you divide it between Eastern religions and Western religions, you're really looking at, again, this massive division that leads to a ton of people that are totally wrong because the ideas completely contradict each other. You can't have one group being right and the other group also being right. One of the groups is going to be wrong. And so the question that I keep coming back to is, and it's on my mind, is how can it be that so many people are so wrong? It's not a light issue. It's not something that's just a small thing because there are penalties associated with it. If the Christian folks are correct, for instance, then there are massive penalties for not believing what they believe. Same thing probably in other religions as well. And that's just religion. That's just the religious part of the equation. When you get into other things like science, for instance, there's, again, this massive number of people that are totally wrong, no matter which way you slice it. For instance, you look at the Big Bang. There's the mainstream group says the Big Bang absolutely happened. But there's a good number of people, a lot of people who are looking at science seriously that are saying the Big Bang didn't happen, or certainly not the way that that mainstream science is presenting it. So what about the multiverse? The same kind of thing. Right now, that seems to be a big issue where everybody seems to be getting on the bandwagon. The multiverse is this, accepted theory in many circles, but not in all. So again, we have a whole division where no matter which way you look at it, so there's a ton of people that are totally wrong. And that's what gets me is how can it be that after all this time we've studied, we've looked at every angle, we've looked at all the religious stuff, we've looked at the science stuff, we can't come to a firm answer on pretty much anything. It seems that the more we look for answers, the more questions we have. And that throws me. It's like we've come all this way. We've come so far, but we've got so far to go. And that thought drives me just a little bit crazy. But in the spirit of making it even more complicated, make it, throw fuel on the fire, so to speak, I'm going to toss this out at you. Maybe we're asking the wrong question. Maybe I'm asking the wrong question. Maybe the question isn't supposed to be, how can so many people be so wrong? But rather, maybe the question is, could it be possible that everyone is wrong? Stay tuned as we explore that question a lot further on our show. If you will, let me know what you think of this topic. Go to accessthepodquest.com, check out all the stuff there, but also give me comments about what we're talking about today. And then also come back to YouTube, check that out. Again, give us comments, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it, the more the better there. Like this video, even if you didn't. And we're also on audio platforms now. Access the PodQuest is on Spotify, as well as Apple Podcasts and wherever you get your podcasts. So there's a whole range of things you can do. You guys go there, and we will be going ever forward.